It's unraveling, live and unfiltered. Joe Biden can't complete a sentence. Kamala's collapse, he blames sexism. Border crisis, that's all Trump's doing. Losing the election, yep, you guessed it. Somehow that's still Trump's fault. Smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Right now, right now, do it. It won't hurt. You're not going to get this version on CNN, but right here, we show it all. Roll the tape.
Hurry up.
And I'm going to be shorter, okay? I promise. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to be short. And I had, anyway, I'm not going to, you know, one of the things that well, I'm
well, and Alyssa.
Anyway, as they say in Southern, we've done pretty good.
That was the opening line, not a blooper reel, not out of context. That's exactly how he started the interview. And somehow we're still told he's mentally fit. You watch that with a straight face and you tell me that man's in charge. And from word soup to identity blame, Joe swings for the lowest hanging excuse he can find. Sexism. Watch this next excerpt of Biden saying Kamala lost because of sexism.
Why do you think the vice president lost, and were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised, not because I didn't think the vice president was the most qualified person to be president. She is. She's qualified to be president of the United States of America. Right. But I was surprised. I wasn't surprised because they went the route of the sexist route, the whole route. I mean, this is a woman. She's this. She's that. I mean, it really. I've never seen quite as successful and a consistent campaign undercutting the notion that a woman couldn't lead the country and a woman of mixed race. Yeah. And they played that to a fairly well. In addition to that, one of the things happened, if you notice, and I'm going to be shorter, okay? I promise. Okay. She said, "Don't be Joe Biden. Be short."
I said that to him.
So Kamala didn't bomb because of her record, her performance, or her attitude? Nope. Biden wants you to believe it's because America couldn't handle a mixed race woman. This isn't analysis. It sounds like projection. They're running out of policies, so now they're recycling oppression as a cover. Then he shifts to the border, takes responsibility for losing, and then blames you know who? President Trump. Watch this next video of Biden saying Trump blocked his border plan.
When you announced that you wouldn't be seeking re-election, only 28% of the country thought that the country was on the right track. Now, you are understandably very proud of many achievements in your administration, but do you take any responsibility for not hearing the concerns of voters on the border security or cost of living sooner? And do you take any responsibility for Trump's re-election?
Yes. I do, because, look, I was in charge, and he won. So, you know, I take responsibility, number one. But number two, you know, you remember, we put together a commission leading with one of the most conservative members of the United States Senate from Oklahoma running it. We came up with a significant means by which we could deal with the border. Yeah. What did Trump do? He got on the telephone, and he called Republicans, do not support it. It's legal, it'll work, it'll make Biden look good, don't do it. And they backed off. They backed off.
Only in Washington can I take responsibility be code for Trump made me fail. Let me translate, and you know we like translations. We had a border plan, and Trump told his people not to pass it because it would make me look good, and they listened. That's not sabotage, that's getting outplayed. And to my recollection, there wasn't a massive border crisis until Biden took office to begin with. So now you want to fix the problem that you didn't create. Next topic, Kamala, and why she didn't break away from Joe Biden's record. The answer, you'll wish you didn't ask. In this next video, Biden on Kamala saying she'd changed nothing.
When the vice president was here, I asked her if she would have done something differently than your administration over the past 4 years. And because of all the successes that your administration had, I think her response was, there is not a thing that comes to mind. Now, that answer was weaponized against her, and there has been some reporting that you encouraged her for there to be no daylight between the two of you. First, is that true? And do you think in retrospect that she should have tried to differentiate all the wins that your administration had?
Well, look, first of all, I did not advise her to say that, number one. Like I said, I was vice president. I understand the role, number one. Number two, I think she was talking about wouldn't have changed the successes we've had, not opposed to that we wouldn't change anything at all. She has to be her own person.
He's panicking mid-answer, and you can hear it. Kamala said she wouldn't change a single thing, and Joe tries to clean it up as if she were referring to his successes. Okay, name one. I'll wait. And just when you think the dodging is done, he's asked about his cognitive decline. And his answer? A 2-minute free fall, baby. In this next video, Biden denies his cognitive declines and rambles.
Since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out, deeply sourced from Democratic sources, that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that, number one. Number two, think of what we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection when I started, not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million people dying, And we're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues, and which I won't go into in the interest of time. And so we went to work, and we got it done. And
That wasn't a joke. That was the answer. They inquired about his mental state, and he spirals into an incoherent rant about COVID, about the Civil War, and about basic issues that he won't even explain. If this is the defense, imagine the reality. And when Joe starts to struggle on camera, who do they send in to the rescue? Jill, I presume, with an emotional rescue pitch. Watch this next piece on Jill Biden defending Joe's work ethic.
One of the things that
Well, and Alyssa, one of the things I think is that the people who wrote those books were not in the White House with us. And they didn't see how hard Joe worked every single day. I mean, he'd get up, he'd put in a full day, and then at night I'd be in bed, reading my book, and he was still on the phone, reading his briefings, working with staff. I mean, it was nonstop.
Let me get this one straight. You put him to bed with a book while Joe's on the phone reading briefings until midnight? Lady, I hate to tell you, but that's not a compliment. That's a confession. Hard work doesn't equal good results, and being awake still doesn't mean you're all there. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're productive. The bottom line is, it's over, and they know it. They tried to use this interview to reset the narrative, and instead, it turned into Exhibit A. The excuses on loop and mental fog on display. Kamala blamed voters, Biden blamed Trump, and Jill, she played nurse. But the rest of us, we're just watching that clock run out. Voters are done with the gaslighting, and you know what? Playback, it doesn't lie. Smash that like button, people. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you. God bless.